Grab your cup of coffee because it's time for a little inspiration. Hello, hello, hello. Let me adjust my camera here just a little bit. Happy Friday to all of you. I am so excited to be connecting with you on this gorgeous Friday morning. I have already been up and at it for a couple hours and getting a lot accomplished, and I hope that you have been doing the same as well. On this incredible day, let's see, the sun is shining, although it is still ridiculously cold here in South Dakota. So any of you people out there in the southern areas, please feel free to send me some warmth because I am ready for some warm weather. And today I am going to be following up on the message that I shared on Wednesday where we were talking about sharing our story and being relatable in a sense of bringing our story to the surface rather than just sharing a professional resume on our page, sharing something that connects with people on a more intimate level. And the thing of it is that as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, a lot of times people are going to connect with us from that heart-centered space. Having just a professional resume shared with us is not going to necessarily help them feel connected to us. It's going to feel a little too stuffy and professional. And while we definitely have to have a level of professionalism, when it comes to telling our story, people want to connect. And for those of you just joining me for the very first time, I am Teresa Schloop with Web Designs by Teresa, and my mission in life is to fill the small business world with websites that work as hard as you do. And I do that through website design as well as consultation with small business owners, and soon to be teaching small business owners on how to build their own website in the most incredible way. And so that's part of why I do these Facebook Lives, is that consultation sharing part where I want to share with you ways to really make an incredible, amazing friggin' website that gets people wanting to connect with you because you have something incredible to share. You have something amazing that others want to know about, and I want them to connect with you because there are people out there looking for what you have to share. So again, we're following up from our video on Wednesday. I'm sorry, my brain, even though I've been up and at it for hours and I've had quite a bit of coffee, it has been a really busy week, so my brain is not fully engaged sometimes when I connect, but I am here with you guys. I'm getting connected. I'm going to take a sip of coffee because it is a coffee time inspiration moment. Much better. And let's dive in. So I wanted to share with you some exercises that you can do to connect with those ways of being relatable that I shared on Wednesday. And as a quick little reminder, what I talked about was 3 different ways that you can be relatable from your About Me page or your story that you tell people, whether it be in writing or even just telling your story in person if you attend an event, a networking group, do a Facebook Live of your own. And the 3 ways that I encourage people that I found have been really effective and work really well is, first of all, share your struggle. A lot of us come into being the business that we own and doing the things that we do because of a struggle that we had in our life that was really powerful. And so share your struggle and show people that you are relatable. We connect more with people who have been through what we've been through than we do somebody who is offering a perfect solution from a perfect lifestyle. So share your struggle. The next one that I have is to be warm and inviting. To just extend that warmth and invitation and to offer a welcoming, safe place when it comes to sharing your story. Some people need that. They need to feel warmth and they need to feel that they are being welcomed into that environment, even if it is just a website. So being warm and inviting is a great way to do that. And then the third way of connecting with people through your About Me page or your story page is to share a desire, something that they can connect with themselves. Now, if you remember from Wednesday, our video on Wednesday, and if you haven't caught the replay, you can catch that here in the Facebook feed or over on my website at teresaschloop.com. I will share the link to that a little bit later on here today. But in there, I also gave some examples from incredible women who do exactly what I suggest. And so I wanted to take that a little bit deeper and to use them again as an example of how to tell a really powerful story in the About Me page. So the first one here is with Crystal from Cloud9 Organizing, and Crystal does an incredible job at sharing her story of struggle. In 2016, she was having a really hard time with a lot of chaos in her life. She's got two incredibly amazing kids who are very busy and very talented, a husband who is just as busy and talented, and she was really struggling to juggle all of the balls in the air as a mom. And how many people can't relate with that? I know my kids are grown now, but there was a time when I didn't know how I was going to function because of motherhood being as busy and crazy as it is. And so Crystal took that moment of chaos in her life and she began to simplify, declutter, and de-stress her life. And in doing so, she saw the power of doing so and how incredible that was. Not only was she able to really change her own life, but she was able to change the lives of others by launching her business. And so if this is something that resonates with you, then I want to encourage you to connect with that struggle by sharing your story in that. And here's a couple of things that you can do. First off, think about the struggle that you're facing. Put some name to it, put some meat to that struggle. Is it stress and chaos like Crystal has in her story? Maybe it's health issues. Maybe the struggle is some incredible financial stress. Like, what struggle is it that you experienced that brought you to the place to not only find a resolution and to fix things in your own life, but to be able to help that and share that with others? And then think about this next step that I want you to do is think about, how did this struggle make you feel? Did you feel overwhelmed? Were you defeated? Did you feel hopeless, invisible? Whatever it is, once you get that struggle in mind, I want you to think about exactly how it made you feel. And don't be afraid to go deep with this. And just really allow yourself to feel what it is that you felt. Now, I am putting this on my website later on, these steps and these tips, so you guys can certainly take notes right now if you want to, or you can catch out my Facebook or my website a little bit later, and I will post that link later as well. Once you have a chance to really dig in to get into what the struggle was and how it made you feel at a much deeper level, ask yourself, was there a life-changing moment where you knew, what was that life-changing moment where you knew things were going on? For Crystal, she started off with her diet. She started decluttering her diet, and all of a sudden she saw how amazing she felt, how much more energy she had. That was a huge life-changing moment for her, and she wanted to declutter everything in her life, from her home, her possession, her finances, everything. She just started decluttering everything, and talk about a life shift and change for her. It was incredible. And then the last thing that you want to do in sharing your story, when it comes from that place of sharing for struggle, is to share how your life has improved. And since you've made this choice to do something different. And with Crystal, she talks about how she really does live a much more relaxed life. I would say her life, having known her and know her very well, her life is probably way busier now than it was in 2016 when she felt so overwhelmed and stressed out, but yet she handles it with grace and with ease, and she helps others do the same. So talk about how your life has changed and become better. So those are my tips when it comes to sharing the struggle. Now, again, I'm going to be sharing this on my website later so you guys can dig in and write your own story and really, come up with this. But feel free to take notes right now if you would like to do so. The next one that I'm going to talk about here is how to be warm and inviting. And this is the example that I had with Makara Link, who is an intuitive and a healer and an incredible woman. She makes you feel at ease the minute that you connect with her About Me page, and just invites you in. She talks about wishing that she could have this conversation face to face over a cup of coffee in her favorite coffee shop. And so she makes you feel at ease instantly. So if this is the approach that you want to take, I want you to think about, just imagine that you are sitting down to visit with somebody that you really enjoy spending time with, someone that you value and respect. And think about, how would you welcome them? What would you do? What would you offer them? Would you offer them something to drink, like Makara in her coffee shop scenario? A handshake if it's a more professional setting? Or would you give them a hug? I'm a hugger and I love to hug everybody I get to have coffee with. And then once you have an idea of how you would want to welcome that person in, just allow yourself a moment to envision this, how this connection is going to go, how this conversation is going to go, and to feel the warmth that you would feel towards this person when making them feel warm and welcomed and invited to your space. Just imagine the conversation taking place. What would you say? What would you be doing? And then I want you, as that imagination falls through and as you begin to envision this, just sit down and start to write the vision that comes to you. And think about how you're going to make them feel. As in Makara making you feel at ease, or somebody else making you feel warm and welcomed, somebody else making them feel safe. Allow yourself to just envision this and talk to them. Write a letter almost as if you were talking to this person saying, I wish we could connect in person, and make it very conversational. You will be surprised at how incredible it is. Now, the one thing I do want to add here is that while you're doing this vision and this writing, don't try and be perfect. Don't try and, make sure your spelling and grammar is perfect. Don't do any of that. There is plenty of time to pretty things up later. For now, for this exercise, I just want you to write from the heart, because that's where it's going to be the most important. And then the third one, and the example of the third for the third type of way of being relatable last week was I shared Chelsea from Chelsea's Boutique. And Chelsea actually owns Underneath the Clothes, where she is coaching other entrepreneurs to be amazing. And she is a really highly successful entrepreneur who has an incredibly popular clothing boutique where she makes women feel amazing. And she has a shared desire with people to help them be seen, be heard, and to make positive change in the world. And the very first thing that Chelsea shares in her story is, I see you. I want you to know I see you. And as an entrepreneur, that is a desire that we all have, because we have this idea to make the world a better place. We have this idea that we know would improve the lives of others, but we don't know that we're always being seen when we're delivering that. And so if you are wanting to connect with your audience through a shared desire, my suggestion here is, what I want you to do is first think about what that desire is, that surface level desire that you want people to feel. For example, with Chelsea, it is, on that surface, it's to be a successful entrepreneur and to make the world a little bit better place. But once you get that out there, I want you to remove that top layer and go a little bit deeper, and to really think about, what change do I want to see in the world? What change am I creating with my business, with what I am doing in this world? And how am I making the world a better place? Now that you've thought about what change it is that you want to make the world, think about how this change is going to make you feel, how it's going to impact your life and the lives of others, how every day is going to be a little bit better because of the things that you're doing. And really go into this place of deeper awareness, because it's from that place of deep awareness that we're going to tell a truly incredible, authentic story. So those are my tips on being more relatable. I know I covered a lot of stuff here pretty quickly, and I will have this on my website a little bit later on today, so you can go and take these exercises, these questions that I've given you, and really dig deep to start paying attention to your story, to start writing your own story in a way that is relatable. Because when we write a story that is relatable, we connect with people from a heart-centered place. And when it comes to purchasing, a lot of times, whether we're buying products or services, it doesn't matter. We're doing so from a heart-centered place, because we want to feel good about our purchase. We don't want to feel efficient. We don't want to feel logical. We want to feel good. We want to feel amazing. We want to feel that we've made a really positive, loving choice for ourselves. And when people can connect with you in that kind of a way, it's going to be that much better for you. So those are my tidbits for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing Friday, that you're able to get even more done with this Friday and finish your week out strong, and that you take some time off this weekend to have a little bit of fun, because you deserve some time off and you deserve to celebrate all the incredible things that you have been doing. So Thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you guys later. Have a beautiful day, and we will see you next week.